is up, y'all? It's your boy Ghost on One Live from the 210 all day, every day. And I just got back from Konami HQ, bro. I already was able to bypass security, go into their computer database, get the new ban list, type up everything that I need to do, and be able to download the ban list, bring it on over here, and present it to y'all in one single video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this content and stuff like that, and hopefully I could keep bringing you more in the near future. So anyways, let's get on to the ban list. I'm ready to talk about it. Hopefully you guys enjoy stuff like this. If you guys have any comments, concerns, whatever, just throw it down below in the video or underneath the video, and hopefully I get to y'all on everything. I got a lot on my plate right now, so I mean I'll get to y'all eventually. Don't even worry about that. Alrighty, so first up we got Forbidden. We got 5 changes here. A lot of these changes were made to be able to, I guess, dumb down the format with the way Snake Eyes and Fire decks are just running around crazy and everything and winning regionals here, there, over there, everywhere. And I feel like you can't sell product if that deck is still dominating, even with the new product coming into effect. Well, we got Legacy of Destruction, something like that, and we got a new rarity collection, and hopefully we get new cards in the Battles of Legends that do stuff. But like, looking at some of the leaks from OCG, I don't think we're getting anything good that can compete with Fire Kings that much. Maybe Tenpai or Pad Thai, whatever it's called. That deck looks pretty interesting, by the way. But anyways, we need a Forbidden list to be able to check that deck. I think not a lot of people are going to like it just because of the cost of all these cards and everything. But it's just, like, how is anybody else going to play? I think Tier 0 formats, it's a waste of a format, and it's an L for the game. Because I want to see variety, and I think games as a whole, we don't want to play the same match over and over and over and over again. I know a lot of pro players, they used to be saying Tier 0 is fun, but then now all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh, we hate Tier 0, we can't play, the mirror matches are AIDS. I don't want to hear that, bro. It's always been like that in the first place. About time you guys finally got it through your thick skull. Anyways, let's get that out of the way. So we got the Forbidden list. First card is the one I'm talk about, Jet Synchron. It's 2 cards in one. It's always going to hit the field. Mainly, you hit it right now. No other decks are really getting impacted by this hit. Just, I mean, maybe besides like Synchron decks they have other ways. They don't even need Gen Synchron sometimes. It more or less helps Snake Eyes decks in making like Borload Savage early, or maybe going to a Barone play, Formula Synchron play. I mean, granted, I like Formula Synchron in the format. I always liked it because back then I was a Tengu Plant player. I like seeing Formula Monarch and stuff like that. But this is a whole different time, you know. And seeing things like that, I think that's unfair. Snake Eyes Oaks, it's another extender, but it can also act as a Monster Reborn. Just get rid of the extenders, dude. They still have another replacement for Oak, which is Birch. I mean, granted, Birch is not that good at all. I'm not saying you're going to use Birch when this list arrives, but I don't know, man. The deck can still play even with those 2 hits, and even the Link Karibo hit. The only difference is they have to commit more on the field sooner rather than later. So hand traps like Nib and maybe Ghost Spell that come up do hurt the deck and can punish players that fail to avoid those cards. I think all those hits are pretty good. Link Karibo, I think that also, I was looking at like why maybe Konami shouldn't ban Link Karibo. I was like, oh, other decks using everything, but I'm like, what other deck is using it? Like, go outside and like think. Like, look at the stars and just let the universal energies hit your brain and just think about what other decks are using this card. It's nothing. I mean, maybe like a zombie deck just to dump like Glow Up Bloom or something like that. Like, that's what I thought. That's what the universal energy was telling me. But I don't think that's enough. Next card, we got Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon. Just get rid of Gimmick Puppet Lock. Just get rid of it, bro. Despia has already run its course. I think the story's ended. The whole lore and everything. It's gone, bro. Like, get him out of here. Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend, King Calamity. This card's always coming in and out of like formats because someone's always gonna come up with some kind of weird strategy that can like turbo this out and everything. You also kind of have to check it because Centurion's starting to get better and everything, and if we're going into a slower format with all these hits and everything, you might want to consider like getting rid of this card. I think TGs can do it, and they can still abuse the Diabell Star engine and everything. I'm kind of worried about that because maybe people are going to jump off to the next best fire deck. Granted, that is not the next best fire deck, but you always have to be concerned about those other things. Jesus. So let's go on to the next part of the ban list. We have We have limits. Limited. We have a lot more limits compared to like everything else on the list. We're gonna start off with like floodgates. So dimension shifter. This card really this is the only like silver bullet for Snake Eyes or Fire decks. With the hitting, I mean technically it hits every deck. More or less it hits every deck unless you're some kind of weird stun variant. What else doesn't get it? Flu, unless you're like a flu player or random decks that don't use the grave. Like usually they're anti-meta strategies, and usually it's never fun to play against stuff like that. So limit it, make it to where your opponent can play it, but let it be sacky. I guess that's the word people say it now. That's never made sense to me. If you draw, you draw. If you don't, you don't. End of story. Snake Eyes Ash, you have to limit their resources and everything. Snake Eyes, the Snake Eyes can still play, but with Ash limited, it makes their plays a little bit harder. They have to find more ways to get into it sooner rather than later. Snake Eyes Ash is too strong. It can search itself. Not only does it act as a starter, and it can act as an extender into going into Flamberge plays. Just keep it to one. Keep it to one. Title. We already have most of the other Dragon Rulers. Let it come back. Shouldn't do anything crazy unless we do get like a water structure deck that ends up breaking this again. We'll see. Magispector Unicorn Kirin. I don't know what Konami was thinking here. I can't say too much because I don't know much about pendulums in the first place. I'm not trying to read all that, even though this card only has one box of text compared to the usual pendulums that have two boxes of text. I'm not too worried about it anyways. Hugin, the Runic Wings. Just to slow down Runic decks and everything. Usually if you Imperm or Ash the Hugin, or just stop the Hugin, they literally have to force draw the field spell. That doesn't seem like too big of a hit, but I think for Runic strategies, it will slow it down a little bit more. I know there's a lot of complaining about like Runic decks taking over. It also, it kind of nerfs them in a way where, because I've been talking to a lot of voiceless voice players, and they actually would struggle against Runic decks just because if they go first and they're starting to like banish a good couple cards their first turn, and if you hit maybe two of their ritual spells, or they hit their lows, or they hit the Skull Guardians, they lose. So I thought that was pretty funny, but I think Runic, I think it might be time to like put your Runic deck to the side, just put it in like in a corner in the closet, and just leave it there to forget for the rest of your life. Summon Sorceress, that's probably because we're getting the errata. That makes perfect sense. SP Little Knight, just to prevent the use of multiple Little Knights from hitting the field, or just prevent grind game maybe for Snake Eyes or for other decks that just spam the field with link monsters. I guess that's pretty cool. It is a strong boss monster, or it's not even a boss monster, just a strong, good general link 2 monster, which makes sense from being on the ban list. Super Poly, I've been waiting for this hit ever since it came off the goddamn list. I hate this card with a passion. If you're in my Discord and everything, granted I have a new server and everything, but even in the old server, the amount of times I bitched about this goddamn card every single goddamn week that I was playing someone that was playing a fusion deck or some kind of Despia deck that had that, where they summoned that goddamn dragon furry tomboy or femboy, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then super poly my ass, and they take away my god-given right to respond to an opponent's card. That shit's ass. That shit's ass. I think this ain't even a big enough hit. I think it should be banned, but that's just me. Summon limit to 1, same as D-Shifter, same as the rest of the floodgates that are out there. Get that shit out of here, I guess. I mean, I don't have a big issue with it because it's easy and hard to play around. It's a weird card. Alright, we have semi-limits. Ain't really big changes here. There's only 3 changes here. We have Armageddon Knight. And like I was looking at the notes and everything from Konami and everything. They just said who the fuck even uses a normal summon in the first place. I guess, bro. We have Orcus Harp Horror to 2. To me, I think it's not crazy. In a slower metagame, maybe this deck would be pretty strong. I don't think so. It usually has to be partnered up with another engine, maybe like Horus or Runic. Runic already being hit. Horus, it's okay, but I don't think it's as great as other people think. Performer Pal Monkey Board. I mean, give people another search. I think it searches, right? You can't even. I don't even. Bro, I don't know what pendulums do. I'm pretty sure putting this to 2 wouldn't like kill anybody. And then next we have Unlimits. So everything, these are all unlocked. One of them is very questionable compared to the others, which is Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. According to my notes, it was said that we're getting Sky Striker support in Battles of Legend, and how else are we gonna get people to play our favorite deck, everyone's favorite waifu and Ray? How are people gonna be able to play that? Give them Engage, and let them be happy. The other cards we got, Cyberjar, bro. This is Go format, like it's not gonna do much. And then Terratop, we gotta boost the other decks that we're selling and everything with Goblin Bikers and everything. It helps trigger Droll for them, you know. It helps trigger Droll, and who doesn't want to trigger Droll for their opponent? Like, I guess, bro. Once again, guys, so if you guys like the video and everything, don't be afraid to subscribe, comment, like, whatever the hell you want to do. Share it with your homies, share it with your best friend, share it with your dog, share it with your cat, share it with whatever animals you live with. And I'm gonna catch y'all later. Love y'all so much, and peace.